I want to say thank you, Director Cicada, for coming to testify before the Oversight Committee. You are the new director of the ATF, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Not to put you on the spot, but this is obviously important, Director. What does the Second Amendment say?
Sir, I wouldn't be able to.
Okay.
I wouldn't be able to.
I'll read it because I
Please.
feel like it's lacking in this committee room right now. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. What does that mean to you, Director?
Well, sir, I think I'm going to be careful with this one because I tried during my hearing to tell you that not you, but the members of the Senate, to tell you that how much ATF and myself respect the Second Amendment, the Constitution, and doing so, making sure we maintain that balance. There are portions of the Gun Control Act that obviously prohibit certain individuals who have been convicted of certain crimes from possessing firearms, and I think ATF make sure that we keep our focus on any infringements that would come out of the Gun Control Act, that it stays focused on those persons the law deems should be prohibited.
Do you find it notable that our founders put that right after the First Amendment?
Sarah, I apologize. My hearing's bad.
It's okay. Do you find it notable that our founding fathers put the Second Amendment right after the First Amendment?
Yes, sir.
Why do you believe that our founders wanted to give the citizens the right to defend themselves?
I think at the time in particular, the citizenry did not have a guarantee that the government would protect them, and they wanted to have the opportunity to protect themselves against a tyrannical government.
Bingo. I'm glad you said that, because a lot of people, when they think about the Second Amendment, they really don't look at the context of when it was written and the fact that our founders had just fought against a government. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I just want to make sure that we're on the same page on that. Have you noticed that my Democrat colleagues today have focused on the influence and allegiances of yourself and the ATF to the NRA, Gun Owners of America, and firearms manufacturers have on you guys? Have you noticed that?
Yes, sir.
Did you notice, though, that none of them asked you about your allegiance and the influence that the Constitution has on you and other members of the ATF?
Yes, sir.
Why do you think that is, Director?
Well, sir, I'll give you my opinion. I think that the folks that had the one gentleman that had a discussion with me in particular didn't want to look back at the last administration when that administration carried out verbatim exactly what the president asked of them. I worked with both some of the members that are sitting here behind me and the members from the NRA, NSSF, GOA, whoever would talk to me in the last administration as well. And I wasn't demonized then, but I am being demonized now because I'm not falling in line with what was perceived to be good today. And I think that's part of the problem that we have here. We should be focusing on the criminals, not each other. We are not the people that are killing folks in our streets, and we are very close to solving that problem when we want to. I see it being done over and over, and I've seen it for the last 30 years. When we hold the criminals accountable, crime goes down. And I will tell you, the last administration, one of the first steps that I saw come out of DOJ was a letter that went out to all law enforcement personnel telling us to not charge anyone with any statute that carries a minimum mandatory sentence because they didn't want to see anyone put in prison for a long time. That's not the way to solve violent crime. I'm sorry.
I want to bring up a specific case to you. This one involved a gentleman named Patrick Tate Adamiak. He was a Navy vet. He was honorably discharged. Mr. Tate is a nonviolent offender, and the items involved in his case were incapable of firing and historically treated as an exempt from the federal firearm regulation under 27 CFR and 478.11. He has been incarcerated since October 21, 2022, serving a 20-year federal sentence, and I and many of my colleagues believe are disproportionately severe for a case centered on regulatory interpretation rather than harmful conduct. Will you commit to having your agency look into this case and see if anything can be done to address this miscarriage of justice?
Sir, I just would like to let you know we have been in contact with Mr. Adamiak's attorney. We have looked at some of the evidence, and we are working with DOJ. I will tell you, I understand DOJ is looking at the case as well for resentencing scheduled in June. With that, I don't know the specific facts on the DOJ side, but we are working on that as well.
Thank you, sir. I yield back.